Jurassic Park and World have some pretty horrific death scenes. Scenes where people are getting ripped in half, eaten alive, and even missing limbs. But none of them even compare to the scene I'm about to show you. Be warned, this is an extremely gruesome scene and was never shown in the Jurassic Park or World movies because of this. Although it was featured in the novel of Jurassic Park. Now you must be thinking it's some huge dinosaur, maybe the Tyrannosaurus Rex, maybe the Mosasaurus or some unknown creature we haven't heard of, which clearly must have ripped someone apart in a gruesome way. The scene in question is indeed horrifying and disturbing, but it doesn't feature a massive dinosaur, which makes this scene even more disturbing because it is very unusual for Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, but is extremely realistic. Now prepare yourself because I'm going to read this directly from the script. Here we go. The tropical rain fell in great drenching sheets, hammering the corrugated roof of the clinic in Anasako. It was nearly midnight, the power had been lost in the storm, and the midwife Elena Merles was working by flashlight when she heard some squeaking, chirping sounds. Thinking that it was a rat, she quickly put on a compress on the forehead of the mother and went into the next room to check on the newborn baby. As her hand touched the doorknob, she heard the chirping again, and she relaxed. Evidently it was just a bird flying in the window to get out of the rain. Costa Ricans said that when a bird came to visit a newborn child, it brought good luck. Elena opened the door. The infant lay in the wicker basket, swaddled in a light blanket, only its face exposed. Around the rim of the bassinet, 3 dark green lizards crouched like gargoyles. When they saw Elena, they cocked their heads and started curiously looking at her, but did not flee. In the light of her flashlight, Elena saw the blood dripping from their snouts. Softly chirping, one lizard bent down and with a quick shake of its head, tore a ragged chunk of flesh from the baby. Elena rushed forward screaming and the lizards fled into the darkness. But not long before she reached the bassinet, she could see what had happened to the infant's face. She knew the child must be dead. The lizards scattered into the rainy night, chirping and squealing, leaving behind only bloody free-toed tracks like birds. Now you might be wondering where this scene came from, and it's actually from Jurassic Park, the novel, and the dinosaurs in question are compies. And again, you might be asking, how are compies actually in a clinic with a newborn baby? Now, Proconthognathus is the first dinosaur that appears in the novel. The compies are able to escape the park through the river, which is not guarded with an electric fence or cameras, so they can reach the harbour and sneak into the boat that ferries between Isla Nublar and the mainland. That isn't the only horrific death that the compies cause in the novel. Oh no, there is actually another one towards the end. Now, if you haven't read the novel and want to go and read it, I recommend skipping this part, but if you want to know the details, continue on. Now in the novel, the compies are actually venomous and have a mild narcotic effect, making the victim feel sleepy and drowsy and altogether content, which is actually terrifying, which we'll find out and discuss now, as in the novel, John Hammond actually gets attacked by a pack of compies. They find an injured John Hammond who has a broken ankle and is unable to walk or even crawl, and ultimately they start slowly pecking at him, making him feel really sleepy and drowsy. And as they continue to peck at him, tearing into his flesh, he slowly starts to fall asleep, where they continue to eat him alive. That to me in itself is quite horrific and gruesome, nearly on par with the first scene we talked about. And it actually says in the novel that he's actually really content as he's falling asleep and one compy jumps on his chest and takes a bite out of him. Now Universal could never dare feature any of these scenes, especially the scene with the baby, on the main screen. That would make it a 18 rated film and would never be able to be enjoyed by any of the younger fan base. Although we do see the nastier side of the compies in the Lost World Jurassic Park, where they stalk and kill Dieter Stark. The books are definitely a lot darker in tone and more gruesome overall. They really show Jurassic Park as a horror experience, especially when you talk about Nedry's death, which we're not going to get into here. I think we can all agree that that was unexpected, especially from the compies. We all expect it to be from a huge dinosaur such as Rexy, which we see them in the Lost World, or the Indominus, or the Mosasaurus, or some big animal which could easily maim and kill a human being. We do not expect it from the small compies, and especially attacking the young, which is why I think in due time we need an R-rated game and maybe an R-rated movie. But anyway, if you've read the book, please comment below and let me know all about it. Go check out all my other horror stories on the channel and other videos. You will enjoy them, trust me. And I'd like to thank my YouTube members and patrons as always. Thanks guys for supporting the channel, it means so much to me. I'm Shadows and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye bye.